Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, we'll talk about React JS. And to get start with it, what I've done, I've created a folder of name React, and I've opened this into on my code editor. So in my code editor, what I'll do, first of all, I will open this file in integrated terminal. So before this, you would require some of the things on your system, and those things are, let me put jotted down here. Mm, One is you need Node, Node.js. Okay, and this is very much required in your system in order to get your React to work on your system, and of course you can get Node from its official website. As you just go here, you can go to nodejs.org, and you can simply get the current latest version of the node.js. And once you do it, it should just install it, then it would do good. And after that, just go to your Visual Studio Code and or your respective id right here as npx create react app. Now, after this, if you want the React app to be in your exact folder, then put a dot. Or if you want another folder of React inside your current folder, then you write down the name of the folder. But I want it to be inside my current folder only, so I will put a dot. So what it does that when I click on npx create react app, it gathers up all the data from the online thing, and it downloads it on your system. It creates an environment in which you can do many things, like all the development and other stuff gets in your system. So it takes few minutes, depends on your system and your internet connectivity. Meanwhile, let me explain you about React and more about it. So React JS is a part of, or you can say it's a component of, main thing is React. So React is this is the main thing, and it has two parts. One is React JS and another is React Native. Okay, so what is React basically? So React is open source. React is used for front end, and maybe at some time you can get some help in the back end also. And of course, it has like you can like it has very it has vast libraries of JavaScript. It has tons and tons of JavaScript libraries, and since it is an open source, you can get you can see that people are making contributions to it like very frequently. And if I show you the main page, okay, there it is. So this is the part of React JS. So as you can see, it is written here that React is a JavaScript library for building user interface. So what do you mean by this? As I told you, React is very much used for front end development, and in the front end development, the user interfaces and the user experience is the crucial thing. So React, it helps you to create the user interfaces very easily with the help of all sorts of JavaScript libraries, and all of this you can install in your website with the help of writing just I wrote now npx react js create react app. and there are some properties that is declarative, it is component based. Like everything in the Java, in this React app, we divide it into small components. And of course it is a state component and other things we will be explaining soon. But it is about React JS, right? What is React Native? Well, React JS is used for websites, React Native is used for making apps. So this is the main thing about React. And React is a very strong, you can say very strong domain, in the sense fire this is a very strong framework, because everything what you do on React is first of all component based, which makes it very easy to render. And it just happens that it you can create single page web apps very quickly. And React is a product of Facebook. Like it is a really product of Facebook, and it is growing very much. And even you can see that where many things are owned by Facebook, and many websites are done with the help of React only. And let me see what is the status of here. Okay, so there is some error. So right now what I in this thing you can see that it is not the error is showing, because I am creating React under React folder only. So what happens if I put it like this? Let's say, let me try npx create React app into another folder, like let's say tutorials. Let's wait now for it to develop and build. Okay, so moving on. So this is all about this React thing. So right now I just wrote this thing, right? Let me write it for you. Create React app. So what is this thing? uh, Basically create React app is a this thing is a tool. Yes, it is a tool to get all the development folders and all the things required for the framework of React. And it is very useful, and it is a very useful tool to create a new single page app. Let me write. It is a very useful for creating new single page app, this thing. Okay. And so moving on, if I just now I've explained to you about this create React app as a tool. But you must have seen that when I was writing it in the terminal, I wrote as npx, right? So what is npx? Let me write it down. I wrote in the front as npx. So npx is called package runner tool. It's called package runner tool. Fine. So this is all about create React app. And next is about a term which is very much useful in React. This is called JSX. So in JSX, JSS is a let me tell you. Uh, so what happens that when you create your React app, everything is done is look like HTML plus JavaScript. So if I tell you that if, JSS is JavaScript, no, it is not. So is it an HTML? No, it is wrong. But it is something different. It is like a syntax syntax extension. Yes, syntax extension to JavaScript. So JSS is very much useful, because what happens that it means that with the help of JSX you can indulge or put equal to the JSS and HTML all equal. In the means you can combine all these both. So combining these two, you can get the JSX or the syntax extension to JavaScript. And to give you an example, let's see what happens that in a JS file. Let's say let me create a page here and a here. Okay, so this is JS, this is HTML. So what happens that in JS you can write like this: const element, and you give it as a variable. And in HTML what you do, you generally write like this as h h1 and hello h1. But with the help of JSX, you have a page of JavaScript only. It will be JS JavaScript like it will be of JS.js only. But inside here you get a feature of doing like this. What you can do, you can write const element equals to h1 hello slash h1. Yes, this is the thing which is the benefit in JSX. And in JSX, with the help of this, you get to write HTML and JavaScript all together. And yes, it produces React elements, and you can do it like you can pass it as a properties or other things, which means that let me write down here. Let's say you have const name equals to fine. You have as a normal JavaScript, let's say a Shibam, and the next line, let's see, you want to return something or you want to put something inside, let's say const element equals to, and here you can simply write like this as h1 hello, my name is. Now see this thing. So this is the part why JSX is very much helpful. So this will give you a result of that hello, my name is Shibam, because the h1 is has the name, and this this thing is done with the help of JSX. And it can give, and it is also be so it is like passing the variable. And you can also pass attributes in the sense, let's say you have an image, right? And image in the source, you can simply pass the source like this. So this is very much useful. Let's check what happened here. Okay, so the thing is downloading now. We will wait for it to download, and let's move on and let me explain you other things. So next up is rendering. So rendering is done with the help of I will explain all of this in the code also for once, and once I show it here. So the next is, let me write rendering. So rendering is like it's in React JS. Rendering is a very big thing because it makes the website very smooth. Okay, and it updates every second. Like you can update it every time, and everything is rendered in at a single point. At a single point, in the sense is that, let's say you have an HTML file. Okay, and in the HTML5 you have a script tag, and in the script tag you have an ID of whatever name, and this ID is linked with the JS file. And in the JS file, whatever you component want to render or you want to display it on the website, it will all get inside HTML one by one. as in the form of component. Let's say it has an h1, it will get inside h1 here. It has a p, it will get inside after h1 has a p, like this. So this is very much useful in the help of rendering. And next thing, I'm just giving you the brief about all the stuff about React. And next is function and class component. And since React is a component based thing, so components can be divided into two parts as functional and class components. Most of the time we use functional and functional component, and as it is very, and rest of the time we use class component. And the simple way to write JS function, the simple way to write of JS function function is just functional component, like you write function name and you give a bracket and you just give inside this, and since it is a JSX you have to return like this. And this is the functional. And class, in the class it is just a bit different, but nothing more. It's like you give class and then you give the name and then you write extends. Okay, let me clear this up. Let me write it down for you. Class, and then you give the name, let's say hello, and you write extends, then react dot component, and then you can simply put it like this. And then I will explain, I will just expand it in a bit. Yeah, so this is the thing. So this is the react component, class component. And there is difference is that in functional component it is stateless. This is stateless, and and the React lifecycle methods cannot be used here. And what are lifecycle methods? You can search, or you can get it, or you can try to do some research on it. And in the class, these components are simple and has a render. As you can see, it requires render, and it is stateful component, and the life cycle can be used here. Okay, now you can see that inside here everything is done. It is showing happy hacking. Then I will just go inside tutorials. I will open this up. As you can see, many things are displayed here. You can see many things are being downloaded here, right? So in order to run this index.html, what you should do, you should type npm. Okay, sorry, not npm start, it is npm, sorry, not npm run, it is npm start. Yes. So what it will do, it will render all the things inside it. So it will take few minutes. Let's move ahead. So next is about props. So props are nothing but properties, and the properties are similar. Like it is similar to props, but so they are the properties passed as arguments. So there can be passed as arguments in the function, and all React component must act like pure function with respect to their properties. So here the term is pure. So pure is required in props. So what is pure in props? Pure in props, let's say you pass a and b in a function, and inside the function you return A plus B, whereas another you have same A and B, and inside you return something like A equals minus B or something like that. So this is pure because here nothing is changed with the main with the properties, but here you can see we are changing the properties, so it is not pure. And with the properties another term comes on, and it is called state. Okay, just a second. State. So state is very much similar to props, but it is private and fully controlled by the component. So state is, as I told you, it is very much similar, but it can be like controlled by all the components and all the stuff inside whenever you put it, like in the sense that let's say you have a function and you have some properties here, and inside the function you have another function and you want to get these properties, you can just control it and put it here with the help of state. Let's check our here. So start development is starting. So before that, let me show you, before ending the video, let me show you what all things are there in the HTML. So in the index.html, you can see that all the stuffs are here, but nothing is written as in the in the body or section or something like that, but only a div id root. So what is this? And remember I told you about rendering. So rendering is done with the help of div id root, and with the in React you don't have to do anything inside index.html, but the index.html is connected somewhere. Let's see in index.js. Like let's here. So what happened that whenever we are rendering with the help of React, this thing is used for rendering, and in the rendering whatever we are doing is that we are selecting the root for id from the html, and in the root id we are inserting app component, and app component is right here, and in the app component whatever we are returning inside it, it is showing in the website. Let me show. As you can see the React is running. Let me open up my thing. Yeah. So you can see it is running in a local host right here. And what is means that the React has the React is built properly, and now it is running nicely. So this is the thing for doing, and let me show you. If you want to change it, there are few stuff which are really not required, like setup test. You can delete it, and report web. This is called cleaning the React folder, and this thing. Okay. And inside index.js we don't require this. We don't require this app.js. Inside app, all the head, we don't require the head. Let's just remove this thing. So it is compiling well, and I will just write here hello world. See, now you can see the hello world is rendering in our React app. So before ending video, let me tell you some useful things like the extension which you should download. So first of the extension which is very much useful is EX7 React Redux GraphQL React Native snippets, and it is very much useful to have embeds and small snippets. It gives you help to write your code more easily. So thank you. This was the video. I hope you liked it.